Everybody, my family, my friends, the news, everybody who's been looking for my son and help bring him home. My son's been missing for 20 days, and it's been the worst 20 days of my life. It's like a nightmare that I can't wake up from. He texts me every day. He check on me. He more concerned about me than I am him. He didn't text me on Mother's Day. I talked to him on the 8th. He was fine. He said, I'll see you soon. He said, I love you. He's a good kid. Anybody who's ran across my son, Manny, they know that he's a good soul. He always try to uplift people. He's never ran away. He had plans to coming back home June 4th. That was the plan, to come back home, spend a little time with his dad. Come back home. Manny, if you looking at this, if you somewhere that you're capable of listening to this, or you see me, just know that I love you, and that you know how much I'm worried. And you're loved. You got a lot of people looking for you. If somebody knows something, if you have a soul, if you have a heart, just say something, please. He's not lost.
On the evening of May 8th, 2025, 16-year-old Jordan Manny Collins Jr. was last seen near the 4900 block of University Avenue Northeast in Columbia Heights, Minnesota. His whereabouts have been unknown since that day. Authorities believe that Collins was taken against his will. Despite extensive search efforts and an active investigation, no concrete answers have emerged. Law enforcement has identified a person of interest connected to the disappearance, but no arrest has been made. Investigators continue to process forensic evidence collected at the scene and are reviewing surveillance footage from multiple locations along University Avenue and nearby areas. Several searches have been conducted in parks, residential neighborhoods, and surrounding areas, yet Collins remains missing. Collins's phone and social media accounts have shown no activity since his disappearance. This silence complicates efforts to trace his movements or contact. Family and close associates report that this lack of communication is unusual, adding to the urgency of the investigation. Police have called on local residents and business owners to review any surveillance footage from May 8th to May 12th for any possible sightings or suspicious activity. Authorities maintain a cautious stance, providing regular public updates while withholding specific details to protect the integrity of the investigation. The case remains open and unresolved, with ongoing efforts to uncover new leads. The disappearance of Jordan Collins Jr. is under close scrutiny, as law enforcement and the community seek any information that could lead to his recovery. This story will explore the facts surrounding the disappearance of Jordan Manny Collins Jr., detailing what is known, what remains unclear, and the steps taken by authorities in their search for answers. If you're captivated by real crime stories that peel back the layers of truth, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Your support means the world to us as we uncover real cases, raise awareness, and give a voice to the voiceless. Before we dive into today's story, we want to hear from you. Where are you tuning in from? And how do you feel as the story unfolds? Welcome to Deadly Crime Unmasked, the show where we expose the shocking crimes that rip through communities and the chilling secrets lurking behind closed doors. These are real people, real events, real consequences. Don't forget to subscribe and activate notifications. You won't want to miss the gripping story that's coming up. Now, let's dive in. Jordan Collins Jr., commonly known as Manny Collins, is a 16-year-old male who's been missing since May 8th, 2025. His disappearance has prompted a widespread investigation by local authorities, who continue to search for answers regarding his whereabouts. This section provides a factual and detailed background on Jordan Collins Jr., intended to offer a clear understanding of who he is and the circumstances surrounding his life prior to his disappearance. Jordan Collins Jr. is described as standing approximately 5 feet 8 inches tall and weighing about 140 pounds. He has black hair and brown eyes, distinguishing features that match official descriptions released by law enforcement. On the day he was last seen, Jordan was wearing a white-ribbed tank top paired with red and black plaid pants. These clothing details are significant, as they provide a visual reference for witnesses and the public aiding in the search efforts. At the time of his disappearance, Jordan was residing with his father near the 4900 block of University Avenue Northeast in Columbia Heights, Minnesota. This area has become a focal point in the investigation, as it was the last known location where Jordan was seen. The residence with his father serves as a key element in understanding his recent daily routine and social environment. Immediately following the report of his disappearance, family members contacted local authorities. The Columbia Heights Police Department promptly opened an investigation and began coordinating search efforts in the neighborhood where Collins was last seen. These early actions aimed to locate any potential witnesses and gather information to determine his whereabouts. Within hours of the disappearance report, police officers began conducting systematic searches of nearby parks, residential neighborhoods, and other areas where Collins could possibly be found. Search teams covered the vicinity extensively, including public spaces, wooded areas, and places Collins was known to frequent. Despite these efforts, no direct evidence or reliable sightings surfaced during the initial phase. Alongside physical searches, investigators began reviewing surveillance footage from a variety of sources. Cameras positioned along University Avenue Northeast and in surrounding commercial and residential areas were examined for any signs of Collins or suspicious activity. The review covered a period from the day of disappearance, May 8th, through May 12th, as authorities sought to identify movements or interactions that could provide clues. The surveillance footage was carefully analyzed frame by frame to detect any individuals or vehicles that could be connected to the case. Simultaneously, forensic evidence was collected from relevant locations in the area. Investigators processed this evidence in order to uncover any physical traces that might link a suspect to Collins's disappearance. The forensic analysis included examination of possible DNA, fingerprints, or other materials that could support the investigation. The status of the forensic analysis has been updated periodically by authorities, but details have been limited to maintain the integrity of the investigation. Public appeals were made shortly after the disappearance became known. The Columbia Heights Police Department, in cooperation with other law enforcement agencies, including the Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehension, a state-level investigative agency, became involved to provide additional resources. The BCA specializes in forensic analysis and technical support for complex cases. Their experts took custody of physical evidence collected at the scene, including items found near Collins's last known location. The BCA is responsible for processing forensic materials, such as DNA samples, fingerprints, and any trace evidence that might link suspects to the disappearance. Additionally, they assist with the review and analysis of surveillance footage obtained from local businesses and residential security cameras. Evidence in this investigation falls mainly into two categories: forensic evidence and surveillance footage. Forensic evidence, items such as clothing fibers, fingerprints, and any biological materials recovered from the area around the disappearance site, were collected and sent to BCA labs. Forensic teams meticulously process this evidence to identify any connections between persons of interest and the missing teen. Surveillance footage. Officers and investigators obtain video recordings from multiple cameras in the vicinity of University Avenue Northeast and surrounding streets. Local businesses, traffic cameras, and private home security systems were sources of these recordings. This footage is being reviewed to track Collins's movements and to identify any suspicious behavior or persons near him on the day of his disappearance. The review of surveillance footage is ongoing. Investigators analyze hours of video to detect any relevant details that could provide leads or help locate Collins. The search for Collins has been comprehensive and methodical. Law enforcement officials divided the search area into zones based on proximity to his last known location and possible routes he could have taken. These zones include: officers walked through neighborhoods around University Avenue Northeast, checking homes, backyards, and alleys for clues. Parks and recreational areas nearby were searched thoroughly, with special attention to areas that could serve as hiding places or locations where Collins might have been held. Business districts were reviewed for surveillance footage and witness statements. Investigators extended their search radius to transportation hubs and areas where Collins might have traveled or sought help. Search teams included police officers, K-9 units, and volunteers from the community. Each area was searched systematically to ensure no potential evidence was missed. The investigation has relied heavily on cooperation from local residents and business owners. Authorities issued public appeals asking anyone who was near University Avenue Northeast between May 8th and May 12th to check their surveillance footage for relevant images. Many local businesses have complied, providing video recordings from their cameras. Community members have been encouraged to report any suspicious activity or information that could assist investigators. The police department has also maintained an open line of communication, accepting tips through phone lines, email, and an online evidence portal. This community involvement plays a critical role in expanding the scope of the investigation and covering areas that official search teams may not access immediately. Investigators have identified a person of interest connected to the disappearance of Jordan Collins Jr. Authorities have not released detailed descriptions or speculations about this individual, citing the need to preserve the integrity of the ongoing investigation. No arrests have been made at this time. Law enforcement continues to gather information regarding this person of interest, including their movements and possible connections to Collins. All findings are being carefully evaluated before further action. Shortly after realizing that Jordan Collins Jr. was missing, his family reported his disappearance to the Columbia Heights Police Department. The report was filed on the same day he was last seen. The family provided authorities with detailed information regarding Jordan's physical description, last known location, and typical daily routines. This information was crucial in establishing the timeline and narrowing down search areas. In addition to filing the missing person report, the family made several public appeals to increase awareness about Jordan's disappearance. These appeals included contacting local news outlets and using social media platforms to disseminate information quickly. The family shared factual details about Jordan, such as his height, weight, and clothing he wore the day he disappeared. They also highlighted the lack of communication from Jordan since May 8th, emphasizing that this was out of character. The family's efforts aimed to reach as many people as possible within the Columbia Heights community and neighboring areas. These appeals encouraged anyone with information, no matter how minor, to come forward and assist the investigation. The Columbia Heights Police Department has actively requested the assistance of the public in the ongoing search for Jordan Collins Jr. Authorities urged local residents and business owners near the 4900 block of University Avenue Northeast to review their surveillance footage from May 8th through May 12th. This request covered a crucial time window that could contain valuable visual evidence of Jordan's movements or of suspicious activity. Law enforcement made clear that even seemingly insignificant details from surveillance footage could prove essential. They encouraged residents with private security cameras to check recordings and report any unusual persons or vehicles observed during the specified dates. In addition to video evidence, the police established multiple channels for tip submission. These included a dedicated tip line managed by the Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehension, an email address for anonymous information, and a secure evidence portal managed by the Columbia Heights Police Department. The police urged anyone with information, whether witnessed directly or heard through secondhand reports, to use these channels to provide tips promptly. Authorities stressed the importance of timely reporting to ensure that leads could be followed up without delay. They also maintained a policy of protecting the anonymity of tipsters to encourage broader community participation. Following public appeals and police requests, the disappearance of Jordan Collins Jr. received significant attention within Columbia Heights and surrounding areas. Community members began organizing informal search parties and coordinated efforts to distribute flyers with Jordan's description and last known whereabouts. Local organizations, including neighborhood associations and schools, were informed about the situation. These groups shared factual updates and information provided by the police to keep community members aware of the ongoing investigation. Businesses along University Avenue and adjacent streets increased vigilance by reviewing their security recordings and reporting any irregular activity to law enforcement. Some business owners placed additional signs in their windows with information about Jordan Collins Jr. and contact details for submitting tips. Community leaders coordinated with police to facilitate meetings where residents could ask questions and learn about how they could contribute to the investigation. These meetings strictly focused on factual updates and procedural information provided by law enforcement. Social media platforms also became a tool for spreading verified information. Official police department pages and community groups posted clear, fact-based messages outlining how residents could assist. Misinformation was actively discouraged, with police emphasizing reliance on official sources for updates. As of today, no arrests have been made in connection with the disappearance of Jordan Manny Collins Jr. despite ongoing investigations by law enforcement. Collins remains missing. The case is open, and authorities continue to work toward finding new leads that could provide answers. At present, these questions are still open. The investigation is ongoing, and law enforcement is utilizing all available resources and methods to find answers. The community, family, and police continue to watch for any new developments that could lead to resolving this case. This section will be updated as more information becomes available or when authorities release further details about the investigation. The disappearance of Jordan Manny Collins Jr. remains a matter of concern, and public cooperation is essential for progress.
Eventually, that's the last place he was. And yeah, just that's it. Thank you guys. Thank you guys.
And we will open it up to any questions.
Sheriff or Chief, whichever one of you would be more appropriate. You folks suspect there may be some criminal activity here. This young man may have been kidnapped.
This place he was seen, was this a residence where he lived at, or can you explain more about that?
Yeah, it is a residential area in Columbia Heights and right off of University Avenue, which is the piece that we're most interested in. We canvassed for video.
Manny Collins, age 16, of Columbia Heights, Minnesota, was last seen on May 8th, 2025, near the 4900 block of University Avenue Northeast in the city of Columbia Heights. Manny is 5'8", 140 pounds, with black hair and brown eyes. He was last seen wearing a white ribbed tank top with red and black plaid pants. There has been no known phone or social media use by him since. Multiple individuals have been interviewed. Coordinated searches were conducted at parks in the neighborhood near 49th and University Avenue Northeast in Columbia Heights. Manny was not located. Forensic evidence has been collected and testing is ongoing.
Was going to online school, St. Paul public schools, and he wasn't doing too well in school. That was the whole purpose of him going to ASHRY, Berry, BERRY. Thank you guys.
Ashley, is she okay?
Yes. She can come back.
If this story gripped your heart and left you questioning the truth, don't forget to hit that like button and share it with others who need to hear it. For more chilling true crime stories that dive deep into the mysteries behind these tragedies, make sure to subscribe to our channel and turn on the notification bell. You won't want to miss our latest updates, investigations, and thought-provoking discussions. Thank you for being part of this journey with us as we uncover the truth and seek justice. Together, we can make a difference. Stay safe, stay aware, and we'll see you in the next one.